Alright, what's up? What's going on, guys? Captain Monk here. Before this video gets underway, I have a short little announcement for you guys, but before I get into that, as you guys can see, I got my Facecam working, so it's kind of funny because I've had this laptop since August or so, but I only figured out how to get this thing working since around New Year's, so a little derpy by me, but I managed to get it working, so hopefully you guys like this whole Facecam thing. You guys get to see what I look like and all that. Nothing too impressive, nothing too amazing, just a lot of you guys really want to see what I look like, so that's what it is. As far as the giveaway goes, guys, that's what this little short announcement here thing is for the giveaway because I hit 50K recently, so I want to thank you guys for that. So, big shout out to lolskinshop.com for submitting us another skin or providing us another skin code. This time around, we're doing Riot Singe, so if you guys want to be a part of that, stay tuned. And if you don't really care, I guess you could skip ahead. But for those of you who are interested in winning the Singe skin, stick around. So before I get into the details of how to be a part of it, I want you guys to know that when I hit 20K, we did a Silver skin giveaway. We did Nasus when I hit 30K. And then 40K we did Jax, and now 50K we're doing Singed. And again, it's all because of lolskinshop.com. So if you guys are interested in purchasing any of these skins, I would recommend you guys check out lolskinshop.com. It's a really good website. I mean, he's got some of the best skins out there as far as rarity goes. He's got Pax TF, Silver Kale. I'm just trying to remember the other ones here. Human Rise, Pax Jax, Pax Silver, Right Nasus, Right Singed. I think that's all of them, but yeah, they're really rare skins and they're really cool as well. So if you guys are interested in those, check them out. As far as I know, as far as LOL Skin Shop goes right now, he's actually been looking towards making a new website. So if you guys are interested in that, I'm pretty sure he's got some things advertising the new website on his current website. And also, he's been looking at these little bundles. So if you guys want to buy more than one, so like 2 or 3 skins, you actually get a discount, which is actually really helpful if you want to buy more than one. So if that sort of stuff interests you guys, check out lolskinshop.com. Big shout out to them. And for the details of the giveaway, guys, it's really straightforward this time around. I've been trying to change things around throughout the last few to figure out what's like the best way of I guess helping out my channel with these giveaways, because when I do these giveaways, I ask you guys to do little small things to help me out in return. And so this time around, I think what I'm going to do is just ask you guys to make sure you're subscribed. It's a giveaway for my subscribers. That's like a staple, something I always do. But the second thing is make sure you like the video, because that really helps out the channel. And just comment below your server. The Singe code works on, or there's 4 different Singe codes. So there's one for NA, one for Europe West, one for Europe Nordic East, and one for Oceanic. So there's the 4. Unfortunately, no Korea this time, but that's not really a big deal at all because most of you guys are not from Korea anyways. So if you're from any of those 4 servers, again, NA, Europe West, Europe Nordic East, and Oceanic, just comment what server you're from below, and then you are entered and possibly will win. Again, if you want to be entered, you have to subscribe, like the video, and just comment. That's all you gotta do, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys later. Peace. Alright, what's up? What's going on, guys? Captain Monk here. In today's game, this is a post-game commentary, but we're playing some Nasus, and I'm not going to talk too much about the gameplay, but I will mention is that I'm sitting here watching it as you guys watch it as well on this, again, post-game commentary. I recorded this game about a week or 2 ago, so I'm not going to say too much about the gameplay, but what I will say is we're playing some Nasus. I've got the Infernal Nasus skin, which is one of my favorite skins for Nasus. I think the one that's really rare that you can get off the LOL skin shop is pretty cool. The Riot K9 Nasus, that one's pretty cool. This one's probably the coolest, honestly, but you're not going to see a whole bunch happening in this game, so that's just, me Q farming, and that's why I want to play Nasus, because I don't really want to play Nasus in a, live comm, because I'd just be sitting there like, oh yeah, I'm going to farm a Q, not really doing a whole lot, blah, 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 blah. So in this game, I'll have the opportunity to actually talk about something exciting, right, because I'm going to do this Q&A in a few moments here, but what you will notice with Nasus, this a little tip, is his abilities are pretty straightforward. I mean, his Q, it's just an auto attack reset that does a lot of damage. Damage increases by 3 every time you last hit a minion or a champion. Champion increases it by 6. Big monsters in the jungle camps will increase it by 6 as well. So you'll notice for the most part I'm just sitting there farming my Q, building up the stacks, making it stronger, and W, it's the wither, that's just it's basically exhaust almost. I mean, it doesn't reduce their damage output, but it reduces their attack speed and their movement speed, so it's kind of like exhaust. The E lowers their resists and does a damage over time, plus an initial damage. As far as I remember, the initial damage is the same as the damage over time, so you'll hit them, do that amount of damage, so it's like 5, just as a test, and then over time it'll do 5 damage as well, so that's how it works. And his ult gives him extra HP, gives him extra range, and makes it so that over time, as he has more damage with his ult, because it does this little AoE thing around him, your AD will go up as well. So pretty straightforward stuff. So again, you'll just notice I'm just sitting here Q farming for the most part, and then I go ham and cheese late game, which is really exciting, so stick around for that. But without any further ado, guys, now the gameplay has started. let's start doing the Q&A. So, to get started, what I'm going to be doing is I have this list here with on my notepad that I have. It's not actually an actual notepad. It's just this thing I've got set up, like the, the application on your computer, Notepad. That's what I'm using here. So, the first question was by Joe Russo. What do you see for the future of your channel? Now, I see several different things happening with my channel, but what I would like to happen with my channel is I would like to do this for a while. I mean, I love doing YouTube. It's fun. It's not exactly a difficult job. I mean, I'm making a good amount of money from doing not very much. I mean, let's be honest. I play League, and I record it and I upload it. That's really easy. Like, yeah. I mean, some parts of YouTube aren't exactly easy. I mean, streaming's not exactly easy. A lot of other things are not exactly easy, but considering you're playing games, it's a great thing to do, and I want to make this last as long as possible. I mean, I love it, so that's what I'm aiming to do. Is I want to do YouTube for, I wouldn't say a living, but I always want to do it for a good amount of time, because I realize one of these days something else is going to come up, like a new YouTube, or people are just going to lose interest in YouTube videos. Something's going to happen, and when that happens, I'll have to move on to something else. But I want to do YouTube as long as I can and make it last for as long as possible. So that is the future of my channel. I just want to continue doing League and just making this last as long as possible, because I really enjoy doing it. And if it comes to a point where I guess a new game comes out and everyone's playing that instead of League, maybe I'll move on to that. And if I don't like it, maybe I'll just stop doing YouTube altogether. But for the time being, I want to do YouTube and do League, because I really enjoy it. Who is your favorite champion? My favorite champion, this is one that many of you guys probably know by now, Wukong, without a doubt. I mean, if you guys have looked at my channel logo, I mean, it's a freaking monkey. I mean, funny story with that, actually. The reason that logo is the way it is, like that's how I created it, is a pretty funny story. Back before I ever played League of Legends, I was really into Call of Duty. Call of Duty was like the thing I was into. I'm just going to move this to the center of the screen here. I'm just watching the gameplay, and I'm trying to look over at it to see what's going on. But I got to make sure I keep it in the center so I'm not looking too far away from the face cam. So let's see here. Hold on one second, guys. I'm just going to move this over here. Just make sure I can keep track of what's going on. Alright, so what happened with my logo is pretty funny, actually, because before I ever played League of Legends, I played a lot of Call of Duty, and Black Ops 1 is the game where that all took place. On Black Ops 1, you can make your custom little emblems, so you take little shapes and you put them together, and what I ended up making was a Donkey Kong face. And this Donkey Kong face is basically what I have now, and the only difference being I had a tie added on, so little red tie going right here, and I didn't think it looked that good with the tie on. And I also had ears, because Donkey Kong has ears. So what I'm doing was I ended up removing the tie and removing the ears, and I was like, hey, this looks kind of cool. So I used that, and I haven't stopped since. I mean, that's been my logo for the longest time. I mean, I think I created that logo 6 months before I started my first YouTube channel, and that takes me back, and I probably will talk about that after a few of these other questions, because there are some questions that actually ask a little bit about that, so I'll talk about those then. But that's how my logo came, and so yeah, monkeys have been my favorite forever, and Wukong's a monkey, and my logo is a monkey, so it's all pretty self-explanatory. Monkeys are great, in my opinion. Okay, next question. Did anyone inspire you to start making videos? Is that the end of the question? Yeah, okay. Yes, the answer to that is yes, there are a few people who did inspire me. The thing you have to keep in mind, though, is I haven't been doing League of Legends videos the entire time I've been doing YouTube. I started out doing Call of Duty back in 2011, so I've been doing YouTube for a while, but I didn't do League of Legends the entire time. So when it comes to League of Legends videos, the person who inspired me is definitely Ankle Spanking. I mean, I was watching him for about, I would say, 3 to 6 months before ever doing my League videos, while I was just playing the game casually, and I was watching Ankle Spank, and he taught me a lot. I mean, I learned how to lane, I learned how to jungle, I learned how to do everything from watching his videos. Like, I didn't really watch anyone else. I only started watching Cool Story Joe, Sebastian, ZZ Legendary, of course, and other YouTubers once I started doing my own videos, and Ankle introduced me to them, right? I mean, but before that, before I ever started doing League videos, I was only watching Ankle Spank, and so yeah, he was pretty much my inspiration to start doing League videos. But as far as starting out YouTube videos in general goes, it would have to be Blame Truth. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys have never heard of Blame Truth, and that's a shame, because Blame Truth is a legend. I mean, if it wasn't for Blame Truth, YouTube would not be the same. I mean, if it wasn't for Blame Truth, YouTube would be different in one of 3 ways. It would, 1, not be the same at all. Gaming on YouTube would not exist. Number 2, it would exist, but it'd be completely different. Or 3, it just wouldn't have happened for a very long time. Because what Blame Truth did was he was the guy who started gaming on YouTube. Like, if it wasn't for him, like I said, it wouldn't be the same, because he was the guy who brought in the whole idea of, hey, let's upload YouTube videos of gaming. Like, he was the guy who started that. If it wasn't for him, like, I don't even know what would happen. I mean, it would be so weird. I mean, imagine YouTube without gaming. That's what would happen if Blame Truth didn't do what he did, and it's a shame that most people don't recognize him because he's had some problems with his channels, like I have in my past. I could talk about that in a bit here, but I mean, on his regular channel, which he had, I think, 300K on, he had some subbox glitches where videos he would upload didn't go to subbox for like half of his viewers, if not more. So that really held back his channel, and because of that, he had to make a new channel. Now he's just a small channel. Like, he's probably got a smaller channel than I have right now, and I've only been doing this for not even a year yet. So I feel bad for the guy because he's a legend. I mean, I still watch his videos to this day. So I will link Blame Truth's channel in the description, guys. I think I'll link actually both his current channel and his old one where he was, where he grew to become a YouTube legend. I mean, he's great, and his personality is perfect. I mean, he's a really laid-back dude, and he's a really good guy. I haven't personally talked to him, but I've seen every single last one of his videos, probably because I had like a huge obsession with the guy for the longest time. I'm not even gonna lie about that. I mean, I would sit there at night watching him for hours and hours on end just so I can wake up next morning feeling like crap and not wanting to go to school because I wanted to keep watching Blame Truth. Like, that's how it happened. So yeah, Blame Truth inspired me to start making YouTube videos because just his style and the way he did things, I just loved it. But when it came to League videos, it was definitely ankle spanking. So hopefully that summarizes things. Again, I'll link Blame Truth so you guys can check out what kind of videos he does now. He did Call of Duty for a very long time, but now he's moved over into Pokemon, which is pretty cool. I'm a big fan of Pokemon. I don't really like playing Pokemon anymore because the game's kind of got too repetitive for me. I mean, I've been playing it since I was a little kid, right? So it's just gotten to the point of being repetitive, but he still enjoys it, and I respect that because I still love Pokemon. Just the current games that are coming out just aren't for me. So next question we got here. What are your other hobbies? Like I mentioned, Pokemon. I mean, I don't play it much anymore, but it's still one of the things I've been doing a lot in my life. So Pokemon's great. Call of Duty, I've been played it. I mean, ever since I would say grade 8. I mean, I know it's rated M, but let's be honest. Who actually takes the video game rating seriously? As far as like other things besides video games go, I mean, soccer. I love soccer. I used to play volleyball quite a bit, although it's kind of a girly sport, but it's still fun. I mean, let's be honest. Volleyball is pretty fun. I ski a lot. Skiing is one of my favorite things to do. I mean, as a kid growing up, I skied a ton, but it got to the point where if I wanted to take it any more seriously than I already was going to have to drop out of school and go to school actually at the local ski mountain, which was, I'm not going to say the name because I don't want you guys to know exactly where I'm from. That'd be a little weird because there are some really weird people on the internet who would stalk me if I reveal that information, so I'm not going to say that, but I'll just say the local ski mountain. If I would have to move there and go skiing every day if I wanted to take it any more seriously than I was. And I wasn't willing to do that, nor was my family. It would be really expensive, and I would have to sacrifice, playing soccer, sacrifice my friendships with people that I knew in life, in the city I live in, so I just didn't want to do that. But I was a pretty good skier, and I still am, just not to the same extent, obviously, because I don't ski that much compared to before. So yeah, that's pretty much my hobbies, though. I mean, I don't really do a whole lot besides play games. I mean, games are just what I love doing. Let's see, what else do we have here? Do you have any plans to upload other games? And this question is pretty straightforward. Right now, no. I don't really want to upload other games. I mean, League's great. League gets me a good amount of views, and you guys love seeing it, and I enjoy playing it. I enjoy recording it. It's perfect. What more can I ask for? I have thought about going back and recording Call of Duty again, but I'm not going to do that anytime soon because, truth be told, Call of Duty is kind of dying as a series. I mean, no one plays anymore. It's not good anymore, unfortunately. But, I mean, I still played the game for several years, so I do miss playing it. I should probably actually mention this. I actually completely forgot about this. What's favorite champion question was by Josh Clark. Jake Gray asked about inspiration to make videos. Kenneth Wax asked about my other hobbies. And now Usman Siddiqui wanted to know about other games. I apologize. I was wanting to mention these guys' names because, I don't know, just when someone contributes towards my videos, I feel like I should give them credit. So I wanted to mention their names, but I completely forgot when I was going through these. So yeah, plans to upload other games. I mean, for right now, League of Legends is perfect. Why would I upload anything else? I have thought about uploading Pokemon because Pokemon's been a big part of my life. Same thing with Call of Duty, and I'm pretty good at those games. But I mean, it's not really the right time, right? So what will probably happen though is eventually League will die out. Something else is going to come around, and when that happens, I might just stop YouTube altogether. Or I might move on to another game, depending on whether I like the game or not. So when that happens, probably. But for the time being, I'm going to focus on League of Legends. I love the game to death. So why would I do anything else for right now? What got you interested in League of Legends? Gee, no, hold on here. I think that's the wrong question. I'm reading this in the wrong order. Hold on here. Let's see. Okay, Drew Lockhart, what got you interested in League? What got me interested in League is pretty straightforward. I was hanging with a few friends, and I was actually just finishing up school to go play Call of Duty with them, and they're like, Adam, let's not play Call of Duty. Let's play some League. And I'm like, League? What the hell's that? And they're like, it's this really cool game on the computer. And so we ended up playing it. I hated it. I hated it to death. I didn't get it. I had no idea what to do because I wasn't into PC gaming. I mean, I didn't even have a mouse, right? I was just on my crappy old laptop using the trackpad, and it wasn't fun. I didn't enjoy it, but they loved it because I mean they've been playing it for a few months and they had a mouse. That's actually a big importance when you're playing League. I mean, how do you play League without a mouse, right? Like, just you can't do that. So I didn't like the game. So I was just playing Call of Duty, and they were sitting there playing League, having a great old time, and I was just so confused. Like, how are these guys having so much fun playing this terrible game? I don't get it. But after a few weeks of just not playing the game at all, I was at my friend's house, and they started playing the game, and I was sitting there with my laptop, wanting to just fiddle on the internet, and they're like, Adam, you should come join us. And I was like, yeah, all right, fine. So I ended up joining them, and at that point, I still hated it, but I was starting to understand it, and once I started understanding it, I wanted to get good at it, and then it became just playing a ton to try and get good at the game, and that's pretty much how it's been ever since I started this game. It's just trying to get better. I mean, that's one thing I've always enjoyed doing in life, is just improving my personal skill at something. I just love the drive to do that. I don't know why it is like that, but it's just how I am. So that's what got me interested in League, is just playing with friends and the drive to get better, honestly, because I find getting better games and just anything in life really entertaining. I don't really know why. What made you start YouTube? That's the question by Wilmer Diaz. The answer to that is pretty complicated, but the truth be told, when I watched Blame Truth doing these Call of Duty videos, it looked like something I could do. It looked like something I would enjoy doing, and so I did it. I mean, I saved up money to get a PVR. I saved up money to get a good mic for recording. I had a Turtle Beach, or not Turtle Beach, excuse me. I had a Blue Snowball, but I ended up stopped using that because of two reasons. Number one, it was really uncomfortable because you can sort of imagine if I'm sitting here recording like this and I have a mic sitting in front of me, it's irritating when I'm trying to play League. Like, how am I supposed to sit here with a mic in front of me, right? It doesn't really work. So having a headset was a lot better, but I did use the Blue Snowball for the longest time, and it was a good mic, but it was uncomfortable to have to use it. So I'm using this lower quality headset, but it still gets the job done. In case you're wondering, it's a Turtle Beach. What model is this thing? Does it say on here? Hold on, I'm just looking at this. No, it does not say. Okay, I'm not really sure what model it is, but it's a decent headset. It gets the job done. It's good for PS3. It's good for PC. It's good for what have you. It's a good headset. I like it. So, but yeah, that's what got me started YouTube. Was just the idea of like, oh hey, this looks like fun. It's something I think I could do, and I mean, yeah, it looks like fun. I mean, it just became a hobby to record games, upload them, commentate over them. And that's what I started doing when I was doing Call of Duty videos. And I didn't really get a big channel back then. The biggest channel I had doing Call of Duty was 2,000 subscribers. But I still loved doing it. But unfortunately, things took place that actually made doing YouTube difficult. I don't think any of these questions actually address that. So I guess I'll talk about that real quick before I get to the next question. What happened with my channel was I've had several channels throughout, I guess, my YouTube career. The first channel was CMonk888. So C Monk, the way it sounds, the letter C. It was short for Captain Monk, but I just didn't put Captain there. It's put CMonk888 because 8's my lucky number. Don't really know why, but it's just always been like that. Everything that's related to the number 8, I've always done well in, I guess, if that makes sense. So I just kind of happened to be on my lucky number. So that's the story behind that. And on that channel, I mean, I just uploaded Call of Duty gameplays daily, and they were nothing special. They're just your casual games that I was doing well in. I commented over them, and then, to be honest, the commentaries were terrible. I was just randomly talking about anything, and just. People liked them, and so I got around, I think, about 1,800 subscribers on that channel when I finished. But the reason I stopped uploading to that channel, why I don't use it anymore, and why I stopped using it, was because I used copyrighted music on those videos, and that led to me not being able to get partnered. And being partnered is a huge part of your channel because it allows you not only to get income, which is pretty important if you want this to be a business, but it's pretty important because back in the day, if you wanted to have all these extra features in your channel, like a channel banner, like you guys remember back in the day with the old channel layouts, where it didn't look like it looks now. I mean, you had like this banner at the top and extra stuff. I don't even know how to explain it, but just the channels looked cooler back then. And if you want all the extra stuff, you need to be partnered. So I desperately wanted to be partnered, and that couldn't happen on that channel, so I made a new channel. And this next channel, I took it really seriously. Like, my videos were really professional, and I wasn't using copyrighted music. I was being really safe with all the music I was using. And it worked out. My channel got partnered. However, what ended up happening was my channel wasn't growing that fast because Call of Duty was starting to die out, and there was so many people doing Call of Duty that I couldn't really keep up. So I ran this program called what was it called? I think it was. I'm trying to remember here. I can't remember what it was called, but it was a program that basically helped you find users that would enjoy your videos, and then you would message them, using this like giant thing that would, I guess, just send out messages to people that would be interested in your videos, and then you could write what you wanted. So you would advertise your channel, and they would come and check out your videos. And although it may seem like spam, it pretty much was. It was like the only way to grow your channel at all. If you didn't do that, your channel wasn't gonna grow. Like all your famous YouTubers that you would know if you were part of the Call of Duty community had to use that at some point because that was the only way to grow your channel back in the day. And unluckily, YouTube changed its code of conduct. Like I would say within about 3 days of me using this program, to make it so you couldn't use the program. And I didn't know. I mean, it's not like YouTube actually updates its users saying like, oh hey, by the way, this program is not allowed anymore. So when this happened, my channel got taken down, and I had no idea why or anything, and within a few months I figured out why. I was like, wow, so YouTube just randomly took down my channel without telling me what the problem was. That's frustrating, so that's the end of it. And so within a few, I would say after about a month or so of just being super down, because I had about 2,000 subscribers and that channel was going really well, I was playing League of Legends throughout that time, and so I decided to start a League channel because I was watching ankle spanking a lot, and that was pretty much how that all started. Was ankle spanking's videos were really cool and I liked them, so I started doing my own I guess you could say a similar style. And then next thing you know, Aaron found me, and that will bring into another question later on that I remember reading earlier. So next question here, what do we have next? Sang Tiet asks, what keeps you interested in League of Legends? Like I said earlier, when I started playing the game, it was just a desire to get better at the game. That's one thing that kept me compelled to keep playing, and it still compels me to this day. But I mean, I guess at this point, the main things that compel me are, one, getting to Diamond. I really want to get to Diamond in Season 4. I mean, I've been placed in Gold 3, and I'm already climbing as it is, so I'm hoping to get to Diamond this season. I may have got an entire year to do it, so I'm planning to do it, and nothing's going to hold me back except for myself. I mean, if I continue to improve, I'll get there eventually, obviously, so that's that topic. But the other things that compel me to keep playing, obviously, I mean, yes, improving, but also just exploring different things. Like, I realized things like AD Nid are not exactly good, but it's something that's different and it's kind of fun. AP Trist, I mean, that's something that's fun. AP Ezreal, just exploring different weird things. I find that really enjoyable, and just having some fun with it. Like, move speed Hecarim is one of my favorite things to do. It's crazy, because move speed Hecarim, I mean, you just build a bunch of movement speed buff items, and you go ham, and things like that keep me interested because it's so fun. And it's so weird and dumb, but it's fun, and that's one of the things that keeps me interested. Who do you think is the most overpowered champion? Sergio Osuna asks. The overpowered champions change all the time. I mean, right now, in my personal opinion, as this video is uploaded, I would say Mundo, because right now with Mundo, with the defensive tree, there are so many things that empower health regen, and being low health, making your health regen even more, with the, I think it's called Perseverance or something like that. Or maybe it's something else. I can't remember exactly what the mastery is. I'm going to look it up real quick here, guys. But with Mundo, I mean, you have the ability to build cooldown reduction without even wanting to, because of Spirit Visage and items like that just give you cooldown reduction. And you can spam your ult, basically, and you can never die. It's ridiculous, and that's why Mundo's really strong right now, is because he does a good amount of damage just by being Mundo, but you can never kill him. Let's see what this mastery's called here. I think it's called Second Wind, actually. Hold on here. I'm just going to look at this. I'm just going to build this master tree up. What the heck? Why is this lagging so much? Yeah, see, Perseverance is this one, and yeah, Second Wind is this one. Alright, so yeah, Second Wind. That's one that I'm talking about that's really overpowered on Mundo, because it increases self-healing, health regen, lifesteal, and spell vamp by 10% when below 25% health. So if you stack Perseverance, which already gives you a ton of health regen when you're low, and then stack that with Second Wind, which increases it even more when you're super low, it's crazy, because you just stack that with your ult and you never die. It's ridiculous. So the ability to do that is stupid. And that's why Mundo's so strong right now, is because he doesn't really need to be strong. He just never dies, and he just gets in the middle of the team and just just acts like a giant nuisance. So that's who I think is the most overpowered right now. Yasuo's pretty overpowered right now, I think, because of how much damage he does with basically just building crit. The other overpowered champions, and it changes all the time. It just really depends on who people play and who, I guess, the Koreans think are good. Whenever there's a Korean player who's actually, experienced the game, thinks something's good, chances are it's pretty good. So that's just how it is right now. Maybe that'll change. Maybe next thing you know, Raz will be overpowered in a month or so, because of buffs and changes that will happen in the league. But as it stands, I think Mundo is probably the most overpowered and most ban-worthy champion right now. But that's just my opinion anyways. As far as the next question goes, Bloody Vinny asks, if you weren't a YouTuber, what other goals do you think you would pursue? Honestly, I've always wanted to be a professional soccer player or skier growing up, so I was really into sports and stuff. So if I wasn't into games as a whole, I would probably pursue being more into sports, such as soccer, like I mentioned, or skiing, something like that. But considering, I mean, I stopped playing sports a whole lot these last few years because I've been focusing more on YouTube and gaming and stuff like that. I'd probably, if I was to stop YouTube right now, I'd probably start pursuing becoming a lawyer because, I mean, I find law really interesting, and I think that's something I could do and I'd be pretty good at because my friends know this better than anybody. I'm not exactly someone who likes to argue, but I'm someone who likes to discuss opinions and stuff. Like I'll sit there and I'll be like, I think this. What do you think? What do you think is the best thing we could do here? And I just love discussing things like that. And I think I could be a really good lawyer for that reason, but also because I like winning. I mean, you guys, if you ever play with me in my sub games, I love winning. And when I don't win, I get a little on edge. It upsets me a little bit. Not to the point where I'm like, oh my god, we lost a normal game, I hate everything. Not that sort of thing, but just, I like winning, right? So, I mean, if you're a lawyer, doesn't matter whether you're right or wrong, you can win, right? So, that would be something that would compel me to be a really good lawyer, I think. So I think studying to become a lawyer would be something that I would pursue a whole lot more if I wasn't doing YouTube. Connor Erickson asks, what's your favorite food? My favorite food by far is sushi. I actually just had a nice plate of sushi because I was hungry, so I went out and got some sushi before recording this video, so I would have some energy. Because, I mean, let's be honest, when you first wake up, trying to do anything that requires any brain power is not a good idea. You need some food in your body to make the good decisions, and I guess if you're playing games, play games well or commentate well, just food helps. What's your favorite yordle? Jefferson Ma asks. My favorite yordle by far is Rumble. I just love Rumble. I mean, Teemo is a giant shitfuck, and I hate Teemo. Tito should die. But as far as other yordles go, I mean, Tristana's okay. Ziggs is pretty cool. Ziggs is one of my favorites as well. Vygar's alright. So yeah, Ziggs and Rumble are definitely my favorites, without a doubt. I love those two guys. They're awesome. Next question here. Arsen Lizov asks, what was your first video game? My first video game is actually a pretty funny story. Here I was, I think, second or first grade at a soccer practice with my friends, and he just picked up a Pokemon Yellow game on his Game Boy, and I think it was like a Game Boy Color. The game has been out for a few years at that point, but he just got it, and he was telling me like, oh dude, this game is so great, oh my god, it's the best. And I was sitting there like, wow, I wish I had games. And he's like, dude, I have all these other games. Want to play it for tonight and bring it back to me tomorrow? Because me and him went to school together, right? So I could bring it to him tomorrow. And I was like, dude, that'd be so great. So here I am, after soccer practice, him lending me Pokemon Yellow on his Game Boy that he brought in the car when he was playing. And I loved it to death. I played it all night long. I was so tired the next day, but I made it work because I wanted to get back to him because I wanted to live up to what I promised the guy, right? Because he lent me his Game Boy for kind of loud. And this is grade 2, so things can go down in grade 2, man, or grade 1, or whatever grade it was. I think it was grade 2 though, and I loved it. I loved it so much because, I mean, that was my first time ever playing a video game ever, and I found it so great because, I mean, having a Pikachu and like going around and doing stuff and catching Pokemon and beating gym leaders. Like, I think overnight I managed to beat the second gym leader, and although that might doesn't seem like a whole lot, that required me 12 hours. That's how much I played. I just stay up all night, 12 hours of just playing Pokemon Yellow. And I felt like such a cool kid, right? I just felt like the best person in the world playing that game. Although it was just a game, right? But that success you feel when you just win a game was so, I would say, addicting, honestly, when I was that young, that it was ridiculous. So that was my first game, and Pokemon Yellow to this day remains my favorite game of all time, without a doubt. Randon Gardner asks, what kind of career are you working towards? This kind of ties into the other questions that were asked earlier, but I will review it, I guess, a little bit. I want to work on YouTube as long as I can, as long as it's fun. I mean, if I have to change games because League dies, then, and if I don't enjoy the game, obviously I'll keep going, but if I don't enjoy the game, I'll probably just look towards doing something else. But I want to make League and YouTube last as long as possible because I really enjoy doing this. But if this does die out and I have to move on to something else, something else I'll probably move on to, like I mentioned earlier, is probably becoming a lawyer. I'll probably go to university and become a lawyer because I think that'd be really cool. Next question here. I'm not sure how to pronounce this, but I'm going to do my best. Abdul Raham Al-Qasim asks, what's my favorite TV show? My favorite TV show, without a doubt, is Big Bang Theory. I love that show to death. I think it's the best. Jonas League Head in Pants Ewing? I'm not sure if that's actually his name or not. I'm pretty sure it's not League Head in Pants. What's your favorite non-standard build for a champion? Definitely AP Tristana. I find it so fun just one-shotting people. It's the best. Um, do we fam? I think. How much or how long do you plan to continue YouTube? Honestly, I don't really have a set date set, but I do know that I want to make it last as long as I possibly can because I love doing this. This guy didn't actually have his name on. He just used a Twitter account, so his name on Twitter was DBZMiner300. Asks, how much money have you spent on League? I don't know exactly, but I do know it's over $1,000, which is a little ridiculous, but keep in mind, I do get paid for making these videos. Not a whole lot, but it's still something, and I have profited off of having skins. I think having skins is great because makes you guys, it makes for great thumbnails, so it brings in more viewers, and more views means I get more income, but it also means that I have awesome skins, and I love having skins, so I have profited off of having skins, although I won over $1,000 does sound like a whole lot. Sammy Dawood, I think, asks, what lane do you enjoy playing the most and why? Definitely top lane, because I like the ability to just completely 1v1 and destroy an opponent and just feel on top of the world. And it's kind of funny because top lane is on top, but I love just doing really well in top lane and just 1v1ing someone and outplaying them, and from there, proxy farming and bringing a lot of pressure top lane and making their mid laner and their jungler all go top, because when you do that, then they have to leave and come top lane. That means you have pressure mid, and you can take mid towers, you can pressure bottom, you get bottom towers, and get dragons for free, just because you won your, you can win your lane in top lane, and that's why I love top lane, because you can do so much with it, although it's a solo lane. Nathan James Carey Mellis asks, where do you live? I'm not going to say the exact details, but I will say I live in Canada. Canada's a great place. For those of you who want to know, I do not live in an igloo. I do not, everything I own is not made of maple syrup, but I do ride a polar bear. No, I don't. That was a joke. Christopher Angel Rosario asks, when you played League for the first time, who was the first champion you played as? The first champion I ever played as was Nunu, because he was free week and he looked like some sort of like an ice monkey sort of thing, and so that interested me. Obviously, he's a yeti, right? So it's somewhat similar to an ape, like an orangutan or a gorilla. So I looked at him, I thought he was pretty cool, so I played him, and I hated him. I didn't know how his W worked, I didn't know how his Q worked. I just knew that he could throw ice balls and he could, make those giant and he can make his ults, which is like a giant blizzard sort of thing, and I thought that was the coolest. But besides that, Besides that, I thought Nunu sucked, honestly, but I didn't know how to play the game, obviously, so I couldn't really judge. What's the next question here? Hannah Grimland asks, what's your first name and your dog's name? My name's Adam. I've answered this before, but for those who didn't know, my name's Adam, and my dog's name is Padrig, and we call him Paddy. Reason being, he is a West Highland White Terrier. If you guys ever seen that commercial on TV with the white dog for the Caesar commercial, that's pretty much the same kind of dog I've got, and we call him Padrig because he's a Scottish dog. My dad thought, well, he's a Scottish dog, so he's got to have a Scottish name, so we named him Padrig, which is, I think, a name of a Scottish golf player or something, which my dad liked. I don't know exactly what the story is, but that's the story. A lot of my friends like to call him Mr. Caesar or Schnookums. I'm not really sure why that originated, but it did. And yeah, that's the story behind my dog. Let's see, what else do we have here? Jamie French asks, how did you and Ankle Spankin meet? I've been watching Ankle Spankin videos for a very long time, probably 3 months or 6 months between the time I actually met him. And when I started doing League videos, he just randomly found my channel after like 2 or 3 videos, and he posted them on Facebook, and he then added me on League, and that's how we became friends, because we were just both like doing League videos, and that's pretty much it, honestly. It was pretty straightforward. The next question we got here is Jaren Lim. How does your attack move work? Okay, how this works, that personally for me, I don't use spacebar to lock on to where I am. Like, a lot of people do that. I personally don't. So what I do instead is I have, if you go to player movement and then change your player attack move click, I change that to spacebar. So when I'm clicking to go somewhere, I can click there and not change it, and then I can push spacebar in between, clicking to attack what's behind me. That's how I do it anyways. Ryan Snyder asks, who's your least favorite champion? Tito, the ugly rat thing. That's my least favorite champion. Next question here, where did the name Captain Monk come from? This is actually a funny one. Captain Monk is a name I've been going by since grade 4. Reason being, in I would say 4th grade, I wouldn't say I developed an obsession, but I really liked monkeys. I thought they were the coolest things ever, right? So I ended up just doing everything I did related to monkeys, like my online names for games would be related to monkeys. I would draw pictures of monkeys. I would do school projects on monkeys. I just thought monkeys were the greatest thing ever, right? So people start making fun of me, right? People, if they see anything different, they make fun of it. So these little kids, they would be like, "Oh, you're a monkey penis. You're a monkey faggot. Monkey stupid," right? And I was just like, that's kind of annoying. But instead of getting all upset about it, I actually embraced it, and so I ended up calling myself Captain Monk, or actually Captain Monkey originally, but Captain Monkey sound childish, so I went by Captain Monk after that. So that's the end of the Q&A here, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully I answered most of your questions. There are some other questions I didn't answer because they seemed irrelevant to my channel, so I apologize if your question wasn't used here, but if it was, awesome, and I will see you guys in the future. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Peace out. If you enjoyed the video here today, please consider dropping a like rating. It really helps out my channel a ton. If you want to see more videos similar to this one, make sure to check out my last video. The link to that is on screen. If you want to subscribe to my channel and be more up to date with my upcoming videos, just click the subscribe link in the top right. If you want to be more than just subscribed and want to know about my streams and my upcoming events, check out my fan pages. The link to those are all in the description below. Hope you guys have a nice day, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.